what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Coming to you from Hall Pass Media in beautiful Newport Beach. This is Missin Curfew. And before we start snapping around, let's not forget, this show is always presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Obes, the up dog, and our boy straight from the heartland, right? That's what you would call Winnipeg.
They used to call it the armpit.
Is it not the,
wasn't it the armpit?
Is it not the heartland of Canada, Portridge and Maine?
You'd have to ask, Tragically Hip, I guess.
I just remember when I tried to walk outside the rink there, I used to have the spiky hair. My hair was like frozen cock stiff by the time I got from one intersection to the other. And
I guess the heartbeat, yeah.
The heartland. Would you say, Swish, it's the heartland of Canada up there, buddy? Welcome back. You're on the old milk run, fella. Welcome home.
Yeah, the heartland, the heartbeat of Canada that probably has a heart attack every other week. Winnipeg, Manitoba, baby. People call Saskatoon, Saskatchewan the Paris of the prairies. I'm going to go with Winnipeg, Manitoba being the Paris of the prairies. It's as greasy as ever. The people are as down-to-earth as ever. The 112th edition of the Grey Cup was this past Sunday, and my God, we were right in the guts of it. The Saskatchewan Roughriders claiming their 5th Grey Cup. Obes, it was awesome to be up there. Great people, as you know, up there in the prairies, but there's no easy way out of that town. I'm still feeling it today. We're sitting here on Tuesday, so what's up, fellas?
Just south of Saskatoon. Hey,
yeah,
I'll tell you what. I flipped it on. Great. Hey, listen, I followed you guys all weekend. Big fan of big fan of Home by 3. Great content coming out of there. Ups, I got to be honest, it didn't look as cold as I thought it was going to be. Like I don't remember a Grey Cup where there hasn't been snow on the fucking ground.
Yeah, you're right, but we'd have to ask him because he was there. It probably was colder than expected, right? We're looking at your photos here, but how was the chin chili? Was it chin chili?
Yeah, it was hovering around 0 Celsius, so I think it was, record temperatures for that time in Winnipeg. I mean, it wasn't as crazy as it could have been. It wasn't like -40 or the wind was howling, but I think we got away with one. It was lucky. We were in the press box for the majority of the game, and then before the game, we were obviously boots on the field, MGK at halftime, and then afterwards, as the Grey Cup was being handed out, we were on the field. But I don't know if you guys saw it, but before the game started, they had Our Lady of Peace come on and do a couple songs. And I was kind of, just setting out the vibe obes. I had my shades on. I had my Carhartt hat on, my shit kickers, baggy jeans. And all of a sudden, I just get swarmed by all the cheerleaders from every team. And I was right in the middle of this mosh pit. It was unbelievable. I think that was what really set the energy for the game. I mean, I was grooving with these chicks. It was awesome. So great time up there, man. It was pretty funny.
That's a good bounce.
Just Superman's dead and a bunch of cheerleaders. Yeah, damn right time to me.
Good tune.
Absolutely. That's a great band.
Tune.
Our Lady Peace is a classic band.
Dude, I saw them in a little fucking venue right beside the Roxy in Vancouver, and they wailed for like an hour and a half. Just brought it.
Yeah. So what stood out about a football game, a CFL championship game? I know the balls are bigger and the field's fucking as wide as a Walmart, but what to you stood out, Schmaltzy or
Walmart?
I just think it's hilarious. I mean, it's the hardest 9-team league in the world. The ball is massive. The field is so wide. You almost have to Uber from the start of the end zone to the back of it. Then you have the goalpost, which is right in the middle of the end zone, right at the 1-yard line. Just everything about it is hilarious. And I just love how into it people are, and especially the Saskatchewan Roughrider fans. They love this team. It was cool to see them win in Winnipeg. A lot of bad blood there between the provinces in terms of their football teams, and to win it and drop their nutsack on the Blue Bomber Stadium right there had a nostalgic feel. So yeah, it was good, boys. The Canadian Football League it's just funny. I think it's great content either way. It's not the best football I've ever seen, but the boys play hard.
I would like to party with the Grey Cup. It's a nice looking trophy. It's no Stanley Cup, but it's a nice looking trophy. You could have a lot of fun with that fucking
You can say a lot about what hockey has for trophies, and the CFL being, Canadian national sport as well. Their trophies are worthwhile bringing it to the bar, fucking it up. It's big enough that it shouldn't go. It's big enough it shouldn't go missing. But you could throw it in your bed and have a little rodeo with it.
Yeah, you just show up to a club with it, and then let's say you take that baby to Hollywood. Even in Hollywood, you walk in there. chicks and people are going to know, like, look at these guys. That's a good looking trophy. You're going to get some girls coming to your table. So it's just because of the Grey Cup, just because you haven't.
Yeah, I mean, you could take that to Boston Pizza and Regina Sask for a week, and then you could go take it on a team trip somewhere. It's a good-looking mug, Opes. And when it got handed out, it was still cool, and to see how much that meant to those guys. But I don't know if you guys really were in tune with the game. This AJ Ouellette guy, who is basically the Cam Scattaboo of the CFL, just runs with his chin tucked the whole time. But I got a text from one of my buddies during the game, and because I was like tweeting about him, like, I love this guy. He's a badass. He actually lives in a trailer park outside of Regina Sask. He was just an absolute nail gun. So I just want to give him a shout out. He actually retweeted my tweet about him. So one of the funnier little moments or nuances of the game is this dude wins a Grey Cup, takes it back to the trailer park, and just pouring the coals to someone.
That's CFL football, right?
That is CFL.
I mean, listen, you got to give these guys credit, man. They play. They don't, I mean, if you're a good player, you make decent money. But like, if you're, into Shane O'Brien in that league, you're fucking living on a guy's couch and you're fucking grinding to. Yeah. I mean, these guys gotta love the game of football. And then most of them, how many Canadians you gotta have on a squad?
I'm not sure on that.
Yeah, I think you got.
Isn't it like the Swiss league? You gotta
have a certain amount of Canadians. I don't even know what it is. 10 maybe, I don't know. But so a lot of these boys, like, they move from the States to come up here. They play in the summertime though, like. Nice weather in the summer. You enjoy it. It's a good league, but they're not getting rich, and they're still out there putting their bodies on the line. 19.
wow.
No,
All right, keep it.
CFL 11 American players with 45 players, so 19 of them.
Wow.
Got to be Canadian. Is somebody reading
You
that?
have a maximum of only 19 Americans.
Only 19 Americans.
Ooh, that's the national trade agreement there, where we're cutting you guys down.
So 21 guys got to be Canadian. Is that what they're telling me?
Yeah, at least 21 national players are required.
Wow.
Which can include a nationalized American. Is an American player with 5 or more, scroll up one more time. An American player with 5 or more years in the league or 3 consecutive years with the same team is considered a nationalized player.
So once you play, like, if it's like
So if you're an American journeyman up here, you get your citizenship.
It's like a veteran role. If you played more than 5 years, they give you the passport and the Canadian money.
That's grace.
That's not worth toilet paper right now.
No, totally.
So Swishy, I did turn it on because I knew you're up there doing your thing, fella, and I turned it on in a typical CFL fashion. The score 7-1. I'm like, holy fuck, this is CFL here. Right?
Get that.
If you miss a field goal and it goes through the end zone or stays in the end zone, Swishy, you get 1 point or something.
There's a few ways, and I still don't thoroughly understand it. That's one way to get 1 point. Another way to get 1 point, I think, is if you kick it through the end zone on the kickoff and they're not able to return it is another way. And I think even if you punt it and they don't get out of their own end zone, that's a point. So there's like various different ways to score 1 point. It was 1-0 at one point. I looked up, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
See, that's even better. 1-0. I wish I would have turned it on then. 1-0 football game.
Yeah.
The bad man punted Baxter. Baxter marked twice in Milwaukee. The madman punted Baxter. Swishy, did you happen to get to an Earl's? I can't remember the one I used to go to. It was one of my favorite Earl's in the league. I would practice and I would go right there for what was an all afternoon shift. I'd usually be in my bed by 8 or 9 o'clock, drunk as a skunk. But did you go to that Earl's or did you have a chili chicken or how's the staff?
Earl's on Main, fella. The original, actually, you know what? They moved across the street a little bit closer to Portage and Main, so they're there now. It's a newer building. It doesn't have that nostalgic feel like the old one did, but it's still, the staff was good. I did get in there, but I got bad news, Opes.
Uh-oh.
They took off the chili chicken, and it's been off the menu for over a year. I was devastated.
I don't understand why you would do such a thing.
I don't know.
It was my pregame meal most nights when I played.
Sauce and the batter. Just crispy.
Yeah, 14 kokanees and 2 orders of chili chicken and bring on the Jets the next night. Let's fucking go, boys.
Alexander Keith, how are you?
Yeah, a nice cold beer. Hey, take on the Jets the next day.
I know, and they had little cracker, little nachos in there.
Oh, they had everything.
Honey glazed sauce.
It was awesome. I love Winnipeg, man. I not necessarily think I ever really wanted to play there. I would have probably rather play there than Calgary. Is that safe to say or no?
Well, no, you played in Calgary. So
I hated it.
So formed opinion about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Winnipeg it'd be tricky. That's a tough town.
You know what? The guys are pretty loyal there, though, eh? Like, Hellebuck's resigned there. I always fuck up his name, Marty Scheifler. Shifley. I always screw his name up. Sorry, buddy. You're lightening up.
You're a golf guy too, though.
Kyle Connor just re-signed there. Where Updog wanted him to sign with the Oilers in the offseason. So the guys, it must be Swishy. It must be something going on up there because these boys are signing extensions.
Yeah, I think you got to draft well, and you got to draft personalities well. You got to draft mild-mannered guys that like to be outdoors, ice fish, probably have a girlfriend or a wife early on in their career, and they don't do a whole lot outside of the rink. I think that's how you get it to work, Obes, where you lock in guys that are basically more or less hockey nerds.
Fuck, you said a lot of smart things in your day there, Schmaltzy, but that might be one of the better ones there.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to drafting well and drafting personalities well because, you get a young Scotty, fast Willie Upshaw in there or Shane O'Brien. I mean, boys, you're looking probably elsewhere.
We're not
coming off that entry level. Yeah, you're not going to last long.
We're not going to last long, are we?
No, you're not.
As my buddy as my boy Blow Dry Lombardo used to say, it doesn't take you long to fuck your way out of a city. I said, Lumpo, about 2 years, fella. About 2 years, and then. But what about Uppy? Now that you're a dad and imagine these guys go on the road. What do the wives do when it's minus 40 and they can't take their kids outside? Like, you got to give these wives a lot of credit for allowing their husbands to sign extensions and if you're a wife, would you not rather play in Florida, Anaheim, or somewhere where you can take the kids outside when they're on a road trip, or am I overthinking it?
No, you're exactly right. But the one thing I've learned over the course of my post-hockey career and now into fatherhood is just how much the wives and mothers do just for anybody, let alone an athlete that's on the road for 100 days a year, or call it whatever.
By the way, I've learned that just from you having 3 kids. Now Loops has a kid. I'm seeing how much they need the milk and they need the mom, and then I'm thinking like, wow, bye honey, I'm going on a 10-day road trip through LA and take care of the kid. It's like crazy.
I would say that Winnipeg would be an easy town. We talked about Columbus before.
You're right about that. It was easy. It was fucking easy, real easy. But
easy for the wives and the mothers of the kids to be just like, oh, the school and the rink is a 10-minute, 15-minute drive. And I got this big-ass house, so it is cold. But this house, the kids can run around, run into the walls, play fucking, mini sticks over here. They each got bedrooms. They're not like crammed in a little village, West Village, condo in New York.
They got a lot of square footage.
They get some square footage.
And you make a little rink for if it's a boy, and then make a little a little dollhouse and playground for the girl.
And with that square footage, you invite your parents in town. The in-laws are coming in town. Your brother, your buddies, their family. So you can actually just, you set up the weeks of the season when you're in town. I'm just picturing this as what I would do and how I'd occupy like my wife's brain.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking long. It's a long season. The guys are on the road, not answering their calls. Where are these guys this time? They're in Miami. It's a rookie party. Well, sorry, I can only imagine that, they're just dealing with some shit.
Sorry, my phone died. Fuck, I forgot to charge it on the plane. I can't believe it.
It's a long season. And, it's just a long season in general. And, the wives they deserve that, that fucking, that check at the end of the year with a playoff bonus. Because they're just, it's fucking long time.
I'll tell you what they don't deserve, though. They don't deserve half when these boys get divorced after. They weren't blocking shots, Swishy, and fucking getting pucks out. They don't deserve half, do they, fella?
Do your paperwork before, boys. That's all I'm going to say. Have it sorted out just in case something goes south.
Updog, can you ever think about, it's 2 different lives, not lives, but 2 different scenarios in your life of when you were single, playing the show, playing hard, killing it, and now, think about how, what you would look at as a team now, right? Let's picture yourself with 3 kids and Christina, you would maybe be looking at different spots and you would have been like, okay, I'm going to sign in Florida for whatever, or I want to play here, or I want to, it would be different, right?
Big time. You would just think about different things, but ultimately, the demand that these kids have on me in the mornings here and, going to bed early, that might have helped actually, but it's just it's a different life.
You would have spent a lot of time at the rink, eh?
Well, yeah, I would have. I'd be the first guy there, last guy to leave, doing extra things, asking the trainers if they need help folding laundry.
Yeah, what do you guys need help fucking hanging the gear? I don't want to go home, boys. Here, throw me Swishy's gear. I'll hang it for him.
Yeah, but that's 2 beautiful things about the different phases of life. I'm glad I did the NHL the way I did.
For sure.
I had fun and I played hard.
Well, the thing about the way you did it, and I guess myself, I don't know if I'm ever going to have kids, but I don't have kids now, is you can always have kids. You can't have kids while you play and then go back and try to, be a coxman or whatever you want. You know what I mean? You can always have kids later. When you have kids early on, my first agent told me, Larry Kelly, who I ended up firing, but the one good bit of advice he gave me was, he's like, you get married before you're 30, you invite me to your second wedding. Like, you just can't go back. I'm saying you can always have kids is kind of where I'm going with that.
Yeah, and I would just say, I play with some guys that, kids to me right now is a very, it's an awesome thing, but it's a full-time job for one thing. And I want to be there when they're young and doing their thing and growing up and all these life changes in these early years. And then, if you're at the rink all day long, you're traveling all day long, it's just a whole phase of their lives that you miss. So I think it's a full-time job, and some guys might miss that, or they might fuck it up and not be around long enough, and it ruin either the way they're playing or maybe their relationship, and then that affects the way they're playing. So I'm just glad I was just worried about myself and getting the puck out, putting the puck on net, hitting guys, finding a restaurant after the game. Things like that.
And stacking your bullpen.
Yeah.
Not quite in that order. Swishy, I look back like Uppy, playing in the NHL was a full-time job. I can't imagine maybe juggling's not the right word, but having the commitment of your wife and your kids. And, when you played in the league, did you look around at married guys and be like, how are you guys doing this? Like, it's hard enough to play in this league as is.
Yeah, and especially at both levels, right? You look at guys even in the American League grinding it out.
It's almost harder.
And it's way harder. It's just like, the thing is, Obes, is I always look at when you look at guys that are like your age, when you're 22, 23, 24, 25 to 27, it's like, how are you guys doing that? A lot of times it was the European guys. It was like the Russian guys, or you had Swedish guys with kids. And I always looked at those guys. I'm like, how are you doing this? You're coming into the rink and, one way or the other, you're not getting sleep, whether you're at the bar late or you got a kid waking you up in the middle of the night. It's there's a lot of different things you're juggling. So I don't know. I think for those guys, the release was being at the rink. And for the guys that were single and just doing their things, maybe their release was outside of the rink, right? So it's just, I think the spectrum just totally flips when you have a family to take care of.
These young guys would be moving their girls in. And I'd be like, you think that's a good idea? You think you really want to move her in first year in the league here?
I had guys tell me that right away. Like, I brought my girlfriend down first year I was ever in the league.
Yeah.
And when I was only on my 9-game tryout, and they're like, really? For what? I'm like, well, my parents are coming down. I've been dating her for a couple of years.
I saw your ex-girl on CBS the other day. I was hung cheese on the couch watching. I was like, open the one eye. I'm like,
that's before that one. This is like old school.
I think that's Uppy's ex there. We had a closer look. Looks good. Oh, you're talking about the girl from Nashville.
No, I'm talking Fort McMurray.
Oh, we're going back to the oil baron.
I was 19 and I was 18. Basically, we went to national training camp, signed, started the year there till, mid-October. And yeah, when my parents came down to watch me play my first game, they brought my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, fella stink-eyed me. Yeah. I'm like, what? It's hot. Yeah. What can I say?
So she had a girlfriend my first year, and I made that. As soon as they told me to get a place, I broke up with her immediately. Then I got traded to Tampa, and then the season end meeting with Torch scared me so much that I started texting her, being like, "I think I made a mistake. I think we gotta get back together here. I've been partying too much." But it didn't last very long. She was a nice person too. But hey, by the way, Cam Scottaboo, this guy's everywhere, man. He was at the UFC fights, front row, meeting Khabib, and what's the little guy, the guy that they have there? What's his name? Swish, the little dude.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The little kind of small person.
Thank you, Ice Pick. Hasbulla.
Yep.
He was hanging out with Hasbulla. There he is. Look at his grill.
Yeah, he was iced out like a freezer.
Is that Larry Flowers' jewelry there or what?
That might be Johnny Dang.
Is that just fake teeth he's got on there?
I think he just puts them on top of them. No, like your Invisaligns you're rocking there.
Yeah, you just put it on top. That's the full freezer.
Yeah,
that's the full freezer, eh?
Yeah, that's head to toe freeze. That's the deep freezer, fella.
And then he was at WWE the next night at MSG or 2 nights later, and he got in a little fisticuff with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I'm like, this guy's.
Yeah,
what do you play?
A little aggressive for a guy that just snapped.
By the way, he's taking some heat for it from some people in New York. He's taking a lot of heat for it. But listen, I like Scottaboo. I'm still mad I put him on waivers and Updog scooped him. But like, what did he have? 2 good games? 3 good games?
He's going. Him and Dart had something special going.
Yeah,
doing dances, and they just were taking over. This fucking guy's got some eyes going everywhere. Like, he's out there.
Well, he hammers his. Like, you see him
as a psychopath.
Did you see him at ASU before the games? He'd fucking like hammer his like with the helmet on, but that's still gonna do some damage.
He's crazy.
Point being, it doesn't take too long, Swishy, if you're playing in the NFL in New York to become a celeb. You play 4 good games, you're just fucking everywhere.
Yeah, we talked about it a few weeks ago. It's the insanity effect. You can be a celebrity overnight in that town. You've seen it with Matt Rempe early on there. And you're talking about a guy, Cam Scottaboo, that grew up outside of Sacramento running into light poles as a kid. So I'm not sure exactly how much brain tissue is left there, but I love seeing him in the mix. Not sure that's going to go over well with the Giants and their staff there. I mean, the guy, like Uppy said, he's coming off major ankle surgery, and to be given that kind of pushback on even that ankle, like, fella, what are you doing?
Chock full of vitamins, eh? He probably didn't feel much.
Yeah. Football guy, right?
He was like
Football guy.
He was in a wheelchair. You couldn't see it. And he was just like doing this.
He had that little scooter he came into on Sunday during the game. Him and Dart walked in. So maybe he was on that little scooter Braun, but I'm not sure.
You know what movie I watched on the bird after my just 2 terrible travel days? I just don't want to get in it, but Any Given Sunday. Steve and Willie Beeman. Great, just old school football in that. Like guys getting just banged up and all they want is, PKs and they're drinking, they're partying, and Cameron Diaz is the hot fucking daughter's GM and Al Pacino's the old school beauty coach. Like, it's been a while since I watched it. Good flick.
Where was it on?
On the bird.
Nice.
United. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a good flick. So if you're looking for something to watch out there, Any Given Sunday, Swishy, great job with the Grey Cup. Congrats to the Riders. I think they got like a little saying, I'd rather be a rider than a fucking Alouette. I'd rather be a rider than a fucking Alouette. Yeah, I just remember Brookbank always saying that, and PJ and the boys. So congrats to the Riders Nation. Big news in the NHL. The Tkachuk brothers are up to it again. These absolute beauties are great for the game. Not only did they start a podcast, they got it announced on Pat McAfee, who is the best in the business right now. Wingman with Maddie and Brady. Listen, boys, we've talked about this. I don't know why more guys don't do this. Obviously these guys are maybe the 2 most outspoken characters in the league right now. We all know what they did last year at the Four Nations. They've used that momentum. Maddie's back-to-back Stanley Cup champ. Brady's just coming into his own as a maybe the best power forward of the game.
Yep.
I think this is great, boys. I think more players should be doing this. Get the people to know who you are, and it's also a platform for you to express what's going on in your life on and off the ice.
Yeah, touched on it exactly the way we've been talking about this for years. Is that hockey's kind of last to the dance, so to speak, on using platforms, and Brad Marchand does a great job of it on air on TNT when he's on, but also on his X. I think he's got some charisma. He likes to chime in with fans. He likes to chime in with reporters, and he speaks his mind. I think that this is great. 2 personalities that are now very well known. After the World Cup last year, Maddie went on a tour, late night shows. Although he was hurt, he was bouncing around. They were on Pat McAfee, like you said, Obes. I think it's good for hockey, boys. And, I wish them to the best. I guess if I gave any advice, it'd be just don't hold back. And make sure that you got Ice Pick back there hitting record, because some of the best work, if it doesn't hit record, you're fucked. But it actually looks pretty good. I think they, who's ever doing it, I think it's Wave Media or whatever, they're doing a good job. So looks good, boys, and wish you best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, they started at a great time too. Both are on the IR, so they do have a little bit more free time right now. The timing of it makes sense, Obes, and you seen it with the Kelsey brothers. It's not like, this is something that's, there's a mold and a pathway to set yourself up to make a lot of dough off the ice. I mean, I'm not sure if they're going to get NFL money in terms of a deal with Spotify, but you keep doing this and opportunities are going to arise. And them being the first in, I think, is really big. So there is a lot of money to be made off the ice for these guys right now. Who knows where they end up? It looked good. Their first episode, you see Willie Stiles with his YouTube channel. Now you have the Tkachuks with a official first NHL player podcast. It's cool, and it's a new way for fans to connect with players. And a lot of times you see it in hockey and with media. It's pretty short. It's pretty bland. It's vanilla. But these guys, I think, they should just go on there and just bring the heat every week.
Yeah, and how fun is it for them? Like, they're brothers, right? They they can talk to each other once a week now throughout the course of the NHL season. I'm sure they text and everything, but now they get to sit down and actually go over stuff they want to go over. Maddie's shot there. So Maddie does have some stuff behind him. I was like, he needs pictures of the Stanley Cup, Maddie, in his back shot, but he does. He's got him right there. Brady's just going with the plain gray screen, but Maddie's got a couple Stanley Cup pictures in the back.
And I'm sure it'll evolve over time, right? I'm sure they'll evolve. I think it's a great, who's ever doing it. I like the editing. It looks good. The production looks good. They're laughing. They're having fun. It's basically just them recording FaceTimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do this shit fucking every day. So this is great. And it's a live dive in on things that are happening with them and around the league. And I'm, can't wait to see if they bring on some guests and see what those boys will be talking about. But yeah, it's good.
I'm not a big FaceTime guy. You think they FaceTime every day or what? You FaceTime guy, Swishy? You like to FaceTime Nikki or what?
If you had a brother, you would.
No, not a big FaceTime guy. I mean, a little bit with Nikki, but random dudes, not a ton. Unless I'm drunk, then I'll get a FaceTime. But yeah, usually it's just an old school phone call. I like that.
Do you FaceTime? You don't FaceTime your brother though, or no?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Every time I FaceTime my bro Brento, he's drinking wine. Every time. Yeah. I usually FaceTime him like 3-4 times a week.
You like FaceTime. There's nothing. You're a FaceTime guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Flowers likes a good FaceTime.
That's because he's always on the couch.
Yeah, that he is. But I think it's great for these boys. I wish them luck, like Updog said. I think more players, boys, these guys are setting the path for you. Get out there, get involved, let these people know who you are as a person, not just a player. I think it's great for the game. Last but not least, on our little rundown here, Jake Paul is up to it again, fellas. He's gone from fighting Tank Davis, who is, the size of my nephew, to now he's fighting two-time world heavyweight champ Anthony Joshua. Rumor is $260 million is what Jake Paul's going to get. Listen, whatever it costs, I'm going to buy this one, boys, because everyone that's hating on Jake Paul that wants to see him get knocked out, this could very well happen. I cannot believe he's doing this. If he gets in the ring with this monster from London or wherever he is in Great Britain, if Jake Paul gets in the ring with this monster, I take back everything I've ever said about this fucking guy, because Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou cold, and he was a UFC heavyweight champion. This guy's a monster. Pull up Francis Ngannou there, KC, just so Updog and Swish, you can get eyes on this guy. Yeah, look at that guy. And Anthony Joshua knocked him out cold. Fucking out.
Bang, with gloves on?
Gloves on, knocked him down twice, and then the final punch was knees buckle. And Jake Paul is getting in there. Now, the rule is that I saw this morning that Anthony Joshua has got to be under 245 pounds when the fight starts. He hasn't weighed that since 2022, I guess, so that could play a factor. But, man, if he gets in the ring with this guy, boys, I take back everything I said about this kid. This takes balls the size of fucking whatever you want to say. Like look at Anthony Joshua. Pull him up.
This guy's 6'6", Opes.
Yeah, 6'6". Look at this guy.
Yeah, he looks like he belongs in a movie.
Would you get in there for 260 million ups and let him fucking knock you out cold?
I would.
I think I would too, actually. Swish, would you get in there for 260 and let him knock you out?
Yeah.
I'd get in there for 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe 10.
But boys, in all seriousness, I agree. We'd get in there too. But this guy has so much power that he could hurt Jake Paul to where you maybe don't get to enjoy that 260 bananas.
Yeah, you might have that jaw might be wired shut for the better part of 3 months.
Yeah, and God forbid this ever happens. God forbid. But he could kill him in there. No, he could.
I know. Well, that's boxing. I think anyone could die with.
Nah, but not when you got two heavyweight Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury.
Why they make it same weight.
Yeah. Now this guy Jake Paul, who probably walks around, and I'm only guessing probably 220, 215, is going to go in there and fight this guy. How much weight can you put? This one I couldn't believe, boys. I had to talk to you boys about it.
Obes, do you think they're cutting a deal though before, because it's an exhibition? Is Paul secretly cutting a deal with Joshua? Hey, maybe he's up on the headshots, or is this just full no holds bar, just back alley brawl?
It's a great point. There's rumors coming out that's the reason Tank Davis pulled out, because Jake Paul's team was like, hey, listen, it's going to be scripted. You got to do this. He's like, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah.
So you never know. I think that Mike Tyson fight was 100% scripted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mike was sick and hurt, leading up to that fight. He barely got in the ring, and Jake Paul didn't even hit him. His gloves were down to his knees for half that fight, and Jake Paul didn't really take advantage of it.
No, I'm saying if Jake Paul gets in there and this is a real fight, I got Anthony Joshua, I'm going to tip my hat to him. And I said I would never buy a Jake Paul fight again after the Tyson fight. I'm going to buy this one just to see him get knocked out. We'll see what happens. So anyways, we'll be right back at Missin Curfew. Fellas, welcome back to Missin Curfew. Bets, and more bets. DraftKings, baby. Presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Fellas, always gamble responsibly, but you got to get some skin in the game. Don't forget the Pick 6 app. Download it now. Get in it. I'm about to fire tonight at some Pick 6s, and I'm sniffing. Updog, my man. I've always looked forward to our little DraftKings bets, and more bets to see how you did, see where you're standing, see how you're firing. I was hung cheese or stung cheese, as fucking Swishy would say, on the couch Sunday all day. I was firing ups.
Well, yeah, I had actually. So first off, shout out to my boy Jesse Vanderwerf. We were in, I was in the desert with him and his wife. We brought the kids. They have a beautiful place at Madison Club. We were teeing it up, and then teeing it up turned into playing pool. So I got the best of him there, although he kept doubling or nothing to get back at me. But we managed to fire in a couple bets. I'm looking here, boys. Birds, the money line got me back on Monday night. Moneyline Birds. We actually flew in and went to the Seahawks-Rams game, which was epic. What an atmosphere in there. Drew Stafford's just an absolute beast. I had the Rams. I had the Seahawks +3. I had the Seahawks money line, and I had the over. The Seahawks could not get the ball in the end zone, Obes. The first half, I think they were, fucking Sam Darnold threw 4 picks for one, but they had 4 field goals. They just could not get the fucking ball in the end zone. So that cost me a little bit. I managed to get them at +3, but yeah, that was a hell of a fucking game. Did you think, like, for Sunday, was that the highlight kind of the game?
Well, it was a low light. It was a low light for me.
Oh, yeah,
And the Rams.
you had the Rams.
Yeah, I had the Rams.
Yeah, so it came down to that last field goal, which the game was decided on that punt. That punt from the guy's kicker, the Rams kicker, to put him at the 1 yard line. Because if they start at the 30 there and they got 40 seconds to get down and get a field goal, it's pretty damn.
Fuck, they almost did it.
I mean, they almost did it.
At that point, I wanted to do it just so the Rams could feel my pain too, for fuck's sakes, for letting them hang around and not burying them. They just let them hang around, Swish. I'm like, put these guys away. And then sure enough, they finally go down and score a touchdown to make it 2. I had it at 3. And it fucked up everything. So I'm going to go over my wins first. Before, as any gambler does, I'm going to go over my wins. First of all, shout out to Joe Moody, Schmoodsy. At the start of the year, I said, is USC going to win more than 7.5 games? He said, fucking right, Sobes. They just won their 8th game, so that's a winner. Thank you to Trojans football, my boy Joe Moody. And then Updog, I told you about these Thursday nighters, division games. I bought the Jets up to 14. Wouldn't have mattered. They lost by 13. Jets and Pats. Boys, Thursday night games in division, big lines. Take them. Steelers over Tees. And then Updog, like you said, the Birds money line absolutely saved me. And then I had the Avs in regulation to win over the Islanders on Sunday as well. But going to the losses, boys, I said this podcast to you beauties, I didn't think the Chiefs were going to lose another game all year. Nice, good scoop, Obes. Good scoop. They absolutely crushed me. I took a -3, I took a money line, and I had them in a money line parlay. I don't know, man. Maybe they're just like, Kelsey's old and he's putting up with Taylor shit, and Patty Mahomes is old lady. She doesn't shut the fuck up. Like, maybe they just had enough, Swishy. Like, they just don't look like they're not, like, Patty's not making it rain out there.
Yeah, and you wonder if he's a little banged up. He's not moving as well. It can only be, maybe he's down a 0.5%, or his lower back's a little tight, or he's dealing with a shoulder issue. It's the percentages of being great and just okay or good are very minuscule, especially at the National Football League level, as we know. But I don't know, Obes, is it just time there in Kansas City? Have they had a good run? Is it like Shane Taylor, the franchise holding out till he was 42 years old, finally get married? Good run, fella. Like, that might just be the times right now, Obes. I don't know. It might just be a good run. But I'm never going to count them out officially. It's just, it kind of is trending that direction.
Hell of a run by the franchise. By the way, we made a drank the whole Dominican Republic right out of Malibu rum. I was just drunk talking to all these guys. I'm like, hey, boys, where's Vladdy? Hey, Vladdy around here? Where's Vladdy at? They're like, no, man, he lives up in Santo Domingo, man. I'm like, fuck, hey, where's Vladdy at? But yeah, to your point, they played a lot of football.
Right.
Maybe they're human beings. At times when you looked at Patty Mahomes, he didn't look like he's human. Now he looks human. But now I'm on tilt. Now I got to ride him right to the end of the season. Now I got to fuck. I'm going full.
Feel like the second you step off.
Well, exactly. The second I step off, I'm going to get in one. Updog, did you have Bills over Tees? I figured you would have bet that.
I did, actually.
Yeah, I figured you would have bet that.
And I actually was questioning it when Josh Allen just tossed the ball to the guy I'm like, wow, he just in one right now. And then he went and got 4 touchdowns after that. Like, he
got you 45 points.
45 points. Got me back in fantasy, actually. Yeah. And I'm right now, I think it's trade deadline day, Obes, or it's coming up.
Week, yeah,
I'm available because I need a guy.
I'm open for business. Patrick Mahomes and CeeDee Lamb are available.
I have a suspension.
I need your number 1 running back, though.
Chase is suspended. I need a guy, so I'm willing to trade Jamar Chase because I need to win this.
No, I'll trade you CeeDee Lamb for who's your number 1 running back?
I don't know. I don't need a CeeDee Lamb.
He's your number 1 receiver. I'll trade him for your number 1 running back right now. Who's your number 1 running back?
We should talk off air. But
No,
we should
so
talk
we
off
keep it on air.
Okay,
we keep
let's
it on air. It's all about content around here.
So I can maybe move. I get him, and then maybe I can move Jamar Chase first.
So your running backs are Walker the third out of Seattle and Swift. Fuck up.
The Swift back in.
He's in. He played for you.
How many points?
Well, now it's
points
next
did he
week.
get?
He's projected to get 12 and a hook points.
That's perfect for you. Let's see.
Gonna need more than that.
Yeah, you got Brown from Cincy. We could talk.
And
But you don't have a
Burrow coming back.
Listen, boys, I've been just because we're going to Buffalo, Swishy, and I know how much me and you love Joey B. He's practicing. Now, I've been reading, keep an eye on him. They're saying a Thanksgiving return, but Swishy, do you think in any way that, like, why would he come back for the Bengals? They're officially out of it now after, losing that one of the Steelers and Joe Flacco throwing picks. Like, do you think he comes back for the game in Buff for the boys?
I mean, I think if he's 100% healthy to get those reps, even if they're out of it, Obes, just to feel the nugget, to get back in the mix. He is your starting quarterback. I think as a competitor, despite them being out, he still wants to get out there. He wants to sling it. It's Joey B, man. He's got to be in the mix. So I'm hoping that he's healthy come December 7th, and we can see him in action, baby.
Yeah, he's probably all fucked out too, right? He's just been hurt forever. He's probably just been walking away. He's like, you know what? Let's go spin it with the boys a little bit here.
Yeah, he wants to be on SportsCenter at night. He wants to be the new headline, even if they're out of it. Obes, if he goes and throws for 4 or 5 touchdowns and he's got the curls and the locks coming across his forehead, that's good. That's good content. That's good for the game.
I'm with you on that. Just to finish up my DraftKings bets and more bets, moving back to hockey, I had the Buffalo Sabres last night at home against Uppy's Oilers.
This is a great call.
Yeah, but they just haven't played well in Buffalo, and I was like, you know what? They're probably, Connor and Leon are probably like, get me out of here. They've been on the road.
Oh yeah, and they're going down to Florida. So heads up, these guys are on a road trip, and it's not getting any easier for them.
See, Florida though, they'll be in the sun. They'll be like, this is nice. Buff, they're
Very
like,
true.
They're like, fuck, get me out of
Very
Buff.
true.
Right, Leon. It went to it scrolled to the bench the odd time, and they looked very disengaged in that game. But you got to give the Sabres credit. I'll tell you what. Sorry, up to cut you off.
No, go for it.
Bo Byram, man. Bo Byram, like that trade for Colorado, they gave up Middlestat, I think. Is that right, Swishy, the centerman?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, they probably want that one back. Yeah. This Bo Byram, he has the puck on the stick the entire game. He scored. He's just... Listen, Darlene's good, but to watching that game last night, to me, the best defenseman on the Buffalo Sabres was Bo Byram. And the one down the depth chart was fucking Owen Power. Like, I don't know what's going on with this guy, but maybe there's a time... Maybe the time is now to trade Owen Power and bring someone else in, because it's like you got Power and Darlene and Bo. It's like, do you need all those
lefties?
And then that big Samuelson, who's not perfect either.
Is that big Olfie's kid, or
I think it might be. Is it a Heffy or a kid? Or... They gave him a big old bag of money, didn't they, Swishy?
Didn't even score a goal in the league, Obes, and I think they gave him, what was it, $25-30 million? I think he had like 40 games played, so he's playing a little bit better there. He's got 8 points, I believe, 19 games, so he's looking a little better, but at best, I think he's probably a number 5 defenseman, and they got a lot of lefties, like Uppy mentioned. I mean, there's 4 we just named right there.
We got a lot of losses. Yeah, we got a lot of losses. And the last one for me, boys, are the DraftKings bets and more bets. Shout out to our boy Graham Dillette. We've been sitting waiting. We've been sitting waiting for the first full creamer. And he texted me, he said, "Obes, look at the slates of games tonight." I believe it was Sunday as well. Maybe Saturday. No, Sunday. And it was Flyers going into Dallas after a back-to-backer. I'm like, Stars full creamer? He's like, let's do it. And booyah, the first full creamer hit. Stars first period, Stars money line, Stars puck line, Stars in regulation, Stars team total goals, 5 for 5. Gramble, we call that, or he calls that a full creamer. Wow. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, that's laying it on the line.
You got to lay it on the line.
The Flyers have been stingy, man. They battle.
Yeah,
Talk's got them battling
for sure.
But you're right. Like, there's some games they're a little off. Back-to-backs are tough, especially when you're going into Dallas. Yeah. You got that night off after. Maybe you're just like...
It's just like they won the night before in a
starting to go into it.
Yeah, in a shootout. I can't remember who they beat. Ziegler scored in a shootout like he does every fucking night. And I just pictured myself as a team that's playing well, but it's probably not that good. They get into Dallas late. Dallas is playing great. Their backup goalie was playing. I'm like, this feels like a full creamer.
Yeah, well done. See, I like it. When Grambo texts me too, I'm like, I'm a little gun shy still. It says, yeah, it's full creamies or...
We got to be careful because they can sting you.
Yeah, they can
sting. Right? If you take one the other way, 0 for 5, it's like, well...
That'll get you back in the positive, though.
Well, it did till I gave it back on Sunday, but that's the name of the game, eh? Swish, did you bet on the Grey Cup or anything, fella? Did you tickle it?
I just had a friendly wager with a couple of buddies in Canada, but I couldn't get on the app being in Canada, so I didn't really touch anything. One I did touch last night was Jeannot Smith over 32.5 attempts. He got that. I parlayed that with the over on yards for Dak Prescott. So that was my parlay Pinto of the night. It hit. So I was 1-for-1 on the weekend. And then obviously I took the Riders, the good Saskatchewan Rough Riders. That was -3 in a hook. So yeah, I came out 2-for-2 this weekend. Pretty solid.
The parlay Pinto.
That
The
Jeannot
Pinto
Smith,
parlay.
he can try to throw it, but he's not putting it in anyone's hands. That's for darn sure.
No. And
I mean,
he's.
are they trying to bring poor Pete Carroll back at 74 years old and kill him on the sideline or what? Like, he's got Jeannot Smith. He's just in one. Pete Carroll's too good a guy to be dealing with that nonsense.
Is it just because he knows Jeannot from Seattle? That has to be. Yeah, because he's sure.
You asked me who bet that game. I'm never going to bet on Jeannot Smith the rest. I'll never bet on him again.
Well, I had Dallas over every which way yesterday.
Good bet. Boys, always gamble responsibly, but get some skin in the game. DraftKings, baby. Download the Pick 6 app. Get involved, boys. Moving on. After a good day of fucking betting on DraftKings, up dog, you got to get this guy a Labatt Blue, fella.
Fellas, brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com. Fellas,
we had to move the old Labatt beer fridge around a little bit. A-Hall came in and took our stand. So Ice Pick was fucking moving and shaking. The beers are falling around, Swishy. So you probably can't grab one right now out of there unless you want to get a little beer shower. But it's back in the right place for the up dog to get in there and dive in, Swish.
Love it, yeah. Uppy's always setting the tone, having one or two of those icy Labatt Blues, fellas.
Breaking news with Labatt, the up dog has told me. You want to break the news up?
No, go for it. Go for it.
Breaking news is that our boy Jason from Labatt is sending ice-cold pristine Pilsners to a little place called Aspen. And the boys not only are going to be just fucking having a time, we're going to be sucking back some blue lights after we snap it around. Nothing like a pristine Pilsner up in the mountains, Swishy.
Oh, especially when you're a little bit stung from Friday night, and you're rolling it into that game and you're on that drive over. You need one just to stop shaking Obes. You're going to need 2 IVs and 2 Labatt Blues.
No, I'm not. I'm fucking taking it easy this year, buddy.
You're not.
I'm fucking coming to play hard. There's
30 packs of 12 coming in, so the boys are good.
PG will drink all those. What are we going to drink?
PJ's got 2 of them with his name on it. Just big guy. Yeah, we're locked and loaded, so thank you, Labatt. Always chipping in, fellas.
Can't wait to get to Buffalo. They got a nice little lineup for us. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fella tour. It's been too long, boys. Get this guy a Labatt Blue. Up dog, speaking of team guys, shout out to our boy Roger Hardy, Kits Eyewear. He's up to it again. He has sponsored the alumni game in Aspen. Now it's like, I see the logo and it's got Kits right there. I'm like, listen, Roger Hardy, you are a team guy. You've done a lot for Missin Curfew. You got a great product in Kits, but Uppy, get this guy Labatt Blue. He deserves it. He's coming in for the weekend. This is a guy that makes a difference and knows what's up.
Hockey guy through and through, business guy, family guy, glue guy, Roger Hardy. So no, thank you. I mean, him and Sheldon, you put those 2 guys in a room, they're either going to create the best new business, they're going to make you laugh, they're going to have a few pints together. But for this, it's donating to a special cause. These kids who play down valley hockey and don't have the means to be doing this and traveling around. So this is great. And this is going to be a great weekend, boys. So I'm glad Kits is involved. And I know what, we'll be looking sharp and we'll be seeing the puck well with our prescription Kits glasses.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. And Roger, well done, buddy. You're an absolute beauty. Moving on, get this guy a Labatt Blue. Shout out to our boy, friend of the pod, Cam Fowler. 500 points in the National League as a defenseman. That's unbelievable. Yeah. I know there's been struggling in St. Louis. I'm still not giving up hope on these guys. They started slow last year. Cam Fowler, get yourself a Labatt Blue. And the last one for me, boys, Brad Marchand. 1,000 points. 2-time Stanley Cup champ, still doing it down in South Florida. Marshy, I can only imagine this guy loves a good ice-cold Labatt Blue. Get one in you, up dog. That's 1,000 points. That's pretty impressive, fella.
That is, man. This we just love the way this guy's doing it. And he's actually scoring goals that are highlight reel goals well into his career. I mean, he's still got 6 years left. Good for him.
Okay.
We got him on Back to Brinks truck. We got him on This Guy Fucks. We got him on Get This Guy a Beer. We got him everywhere.
Yeah, he might just, the last couple of years of that deal, he might just be sitting down in Boca, wherever he is, just kind of coming in and checking on the boys.
Yeah,
but
he should.
Time will tell.
He should. Fellas, I'm going to get this girl a beer.
Fellas,
my exceptionally talented niece, Emma Nash, just committed to Arcadia University just outside Philadelphia. I'm giving her a couple clicks for that. This girl's one of the most hardworking girls I've ever met, boys. Dedicated, first in the gym, wears an A on her jersey. She's snapping face-offs back. She's a good PKer. Listen, I'm proud of this girl from Fort McMurray all the way to Arcadia University next year. So shout out to her and her teammates. Have a couple pints when the coaches aren't looking. I don't know.
Sneak them in.
But boys, proud of her. Hopes you've met her before. She's a good girl, and she loves the game, fellas. Loves the game.
Well said. Swishy, who are you giving a Labatt Blue to? Falla?
Yeah, I'm sliding it to the Calgary, Alberta native. I'm actually going back up to Chippewa Street, and this is former first-round pick Peyton Krebs. Now, Peyton Krebs, coming out of junior, was a highly touted player. He lit up the World Juniors. He was a skill guy. But now he's found himself in the National League in a bottom six type of role, maybe third liner. But what I love about this kid's game, Obes, is he doesn't back down. You see it the other night in Edmonton. He kind of rubs McDavid from behind a little bit. Didn't love the hit, but again, answered the bell after he took liberties on McDavid, fought Paul Cozen. You've seen it even in the preseason and years past where he's given the gears to Sidney Crosby. He's actually ended up coming to blows with him as well. So I just love this kid's game. He comes in as a first-round pick. Kind of is like, well, I might not be a top six guy, but I got to find a way to stick in this league and bring value, and that's exactly what he does. He doesn't back down from a fight. He chips in physically, and every now and then he can score as well. So great penalty killer. I just love when guys have to adapt and change their role, Obes, because you know how hard that is, man. You come in, you're this highly touted first-round pick. You get traded from Vegas to Buffalo. They have high expectations, and you kind of got to reinvent the wheel a little bit. And he's done that early on in his career, and I think he's going to really build into a solid third-line type player.
Yeah, it's well said by you. I watched this game, and he was a high prospect. He got traded in the Ike deal. He was a first-rounder to Vegas. And we all know it, right? You get to the National League, sometimes you got to either adapt or die.
Absolutely.
But KC, can you make this clip bigger? Because this was unbelievable. This fucking one linesman was trying to break up the fight, and finally the ref just says, let him go. Watch this. I don't know if you can see it here. But see this? Get the fuck out of there. Finally the ref says to him, let him go. And then he gets out and they let him go. If there's one linesman in there, you can't break it up. Just get out of there and let them go. So whoever that ref is, I can't see his number.
He's 55.
Well, that's the liney. I'm talking about the ref behind him.
The ref.
The ref behind him says, let him go. Get out of there. And Rob Ray, I was going back and forth from Jack Michaels and the beauty Louis DeBrusk to Rob Ray and whoever does it. And Rob Ray's like, get out of there, liney. Just let the boys go.
That's our boy from Boston, who's always coaching the finals or ref.
Chris Rooney?
Chris Rooney? That's Chris Rooney right there.
Is that number 5, Chris Rooney?
You can't see the ref's number, but
okay.
I love that he just said, and when you're watching the game live, you can't really see it in that shot, like the wide shot of the actual fight. He's like, let him go. And the linesman gets out of there. So good on him. Get that ref a Labatt Blue too. But I'm with you, Swishy. Adapt or die, my man. Boys, always drink responsibly, but get out there and get yourself a pristine Pilsner. Moving on, boys. It is the Luxury Auto Collection. Missin Curfew. Dog of the week. Fellas, these boys don't just sell cars. They sell the lifestyle. Whether you want to pull up the rink in style or roll the course with your boys in a tricked-out luxury van, Luxury Auto Collection's got you covered. Check them out online, fellas. LuxuryAutoCollection.com. That's the way they do it, boys. Listen, our Luxury Auto Collection, dog of the week, is good Saskatchewan boy, Tanner Jeannot. Listen, nobody was chirping his contract more than me. I was jealous. I said his agent was the agent of July 1st. Cam Neely came out and said, we may not have the most skill, but we're going to play hard. Tanner Jeannot is not only playing a regular shift, he's being quite effective for them in a top 9 role, sometimes top 6, depending on the night. He just went in and fought Arbor Jackai at center ice, and then went out and fought the big boy, Curtis McDermott. Tanner Jeannot, you are my Missin Curfew Luxury Auto Collection dog of the week, fella. Up dog. He's making a lot of money, but he's earning it right now. This guy's he's playing great. Boston's playing great. He is the straw that is stirring the drink for these Boston Bruins.
I love that. Oh, it's a tasty little cocktail too there. No, this guy, I mean, he's throwing bombs. He's in on forechecks. To me, he's just a guy that he has a heartbeat and he knows when to step it up. He knows when to drop the gloves. It's actually a talent. It's not it's not a given right out there. You got to actually know when's the right time to do it. So this is a big reason why the Bruins boys are a team that's kind of shocking the league right now.
Fuck yeah. I took them last night against KC's Hurricanes and they got fucking worked. But Swish, another thing I love about this Jeannot is he goes around and chirps guys and call it, like, he'll be like, you're a fucking pussy. And he's like, you can see him going around and using that, his ability to fight as still a tool.
Yeah, I mean, the pride of Estevan, Saskatchewan came into the league and scored 24-odd goals for the Nashville Predators. It was a very hot commodity through many teams. Obviously got traded to Tampa Bay with a ton of picks and kind of had to, go through it a little bit to get to this point. And Cam Neely ended up paying this guy because, you know what, if we're going to be a team that's not going to necessarily make the playoffs, well, we want to be at least tough and competitive. But I think he's bringing even more than that. If this guy is a guy that can score you 10-odd goals, get you 20 to 30 points, somewhere between 5 and 10 majors, Obes, he is contributing very early on, and Boston is having success. They have an identity, they have a brand back, and it is that old school Boston way. So it's cool to see he's playing well, and it's right now it's looking like a really good signing for Cam Neely as well as Don Sweeney.
Yeah, and you got to give Marco Sturm some credit too. And they got some injuries. Man. Like right now, Elias Lindholm, who I do think they overpaid for last year, coming out of Calgary and Vancouver, he's hurt. Middlestad, who I still don't think is the greatest player, he's hurt. Arvidsson, who I've always loved, is out. And Charlie McAvoy took one of the lips the other night that I was sitting on the couch, hung cheese. I'm like, man, I don't miss
for you. I hope,
dude, that was right, like right in the lips.
I hope he's all right. That's tough. It's tough to see.
Yeah.
But the thing I love what they did, Obes, is just address that middle six to bottom six. Even Sean Corrali, that's another veteran that comes back to Boston. He plays hard. He's not scared to fight. He's an unbelievable penalty killer, plays in straight lines. Jeannot is a good player. Kasalek, like they have heavy bodies in that lineup. And that's
how they do.
Boston Bruins hockey has always been about. So I'm glad they addressed that.
Yeah, and I got to give credit to Cam Neely and Don Sweeney because that's exactly what they did. And the big man on the back end, Big Zadorov. I mean, listen, this guy, he knows that there's nobody out there that's going to really do anything. He knows he's got Jeannot and Gaslick, like you said. I've watched the Bruins play a lot, and listen, they don't fuck around. And you're going to go into Boston, or they're going to come into your barn. You're going to have to be ready to go. So Tanner Jeannot, you're a luxury auto collection dog of the week. We got an honorable mention here. We're going to give it to our boy Casey in the back. He's put this guy in the rundown for 2 or 3 weeks straight. I haven't got to him. So KD, honorable mention, or KC, honorable mention, dog of the week, fella.
Yeah, just a quick one, boys. Dog of the week. I have to mention Ross Johnston with the Anaheim Ducks. He, right now, league leader in fighting majors with 6. He's fought Reeves, McCarron in Nashville, Tanner Jeannot, who we were just talking about, and Lilberg over in Tampa, AJ Greer, and Spicy Tuna last night. So this guy just can't keep the gloves on. He, his time on ice isn't up there, but his time in the box is real high this year. So just have to mention him because he's been shocking him.
And he's an effective player. Yeah. He can get on the forecheck. He can skate. He's a big fucker. I saw him coming outside of Doyer Stadium. I said, hey, big boy, busy this year. He's like, busy early, Obes. I like that. But he can play a role on the fourth line, and he gives them toughness that you got to know Coach Q loves.
Coach Q's old school. As much as he's been away from the game for a little bit, he's got a great young team. He understands this role, and this kid, Ross Johnson understands it more than anybody. Watch him play. He's always hunting pucks. He's doing what he needs to do. He's a big, big asset.
And I got to give some love to our boy Spicy Tuna O'Brien. Fought him last night. O'Brien wasn't supposed to play. Got in the lineup. Great tilt. Obi's fucking bucket came off quick. All that hair he's got, Swishy, his bucket came flying off. Get that chin strap done up, fella.
Yeah, keep it tucked as well.
Keep it tucked.
Spicy Tuna. Both those guys, they're willing to fight anything, let alone a cold, right? These guys will go out there. They'll shed their gitch. They'll go. So 2 Maritimes boys going at it as well. Spicy Tuna, the pride of Nova Scotia. And I believe Ross Johnson is a PEI lad. So cool to see those guys. I'm sure they're buddies in the summers. But when it comes to the National League and the lights are on, throw first, ask questions later, baby.
Yeah, 2 guys anyone would take on their team. And they fight the puck a little bit too out there. Not only do they fight each other, they will fight the puck at times too, eh? The one shift of Big Spicy Tuna, he was just fucking going from... It was in the D zone. He would run out, hit the D at the blue line, come back, run down, hit the winger, come back, run out, hit the D man, come back. I'm like, he's just bagging himself, just fucking trying to hit someone. I'm like, that's a guy that's leaving it all out there.
Yeah, man, he's horny and focused at the same time. Get back in the lineup. You got to make a noise, baby.
Yeah, well said. Boys, moving on here. Beep, beep, beep. Back up the Brinks truck here. Shane Pinto, the Pinto parlay, as Swishy would call him. 4 years, 7 in the hook. Good for him. We all know what happened with him. He's moved on. He's a big part of this hockey club. And I'll tell you what, Brady's been out with a hand or wrist surgery or something. Brady's coming back, which I cannot wait to watch him play. I don't watch the Sens as much when Brady's not playing. No disrespect to Greener or Nicky Cousins and the boys, but I watch them without Brady. I'm like, but they hung in there
when guys are out.
Yeah. But Pinto's a big reason that they've hung in there. They're in the playoff race. Brady's coming back. So good on him. And then the big one out of LA, Adrian Kempe, 8 years, 10.62, 85 bananas. Boys, I remember back to when I was hanging on by a thread, playing in the jungle, not moving very well. Kempe was playing for Ontario, and there's 2 guys in the league. The year before, Rantanen was down in San Antonio for whatever reason. And then the next year, Draisaitl was in Bakersfield. But anyways, Kempe, I'm like, dude, you're in the wrong league, man. What are you doing down here? And it took him a while to kind of get his legs, as we all know. It's the best league in the world for a reason. But I'll tell you what, this guy has turned into an absolute stud. Great style, good hair, can dish it, can shoot it. I think this is a great deal for him. And I think it's a good deal for the LA Kings, man.
Yeah, good Swede. And like you said, he's been a good playoff performer too. It's not for his lack of performance and, chipping in that these guys haven't got through the Oilers the last 4 or 5 years. So it's a good deal to lock in. Shows the league that the LA Kings mean business, keeping their guys around. And, if you're a free agent, you're looking at that team and, they got good youth. And this kid, to fill in that spot that Kopitar's leaving after this season, that's your guy right there. So that's a good signing.
Yeah, 100%, boys. Sweet, good hair, good flow. Like you said, Obes, it took him a little bit to find his game coming through the American Hockey League. He didn't light up the league. I'm looking at his points right now in his first year. Yeah, he was a 19-year-old, but he had 28 points his first year, 20 the following year, kind of split time between the LA Kings as well as the Ontario Reign. And you look what he does now. He's a proven 40-goal scorer. A guy like Iciest's going to slide into that Kopitar-like role. You hope him and Byfield are kind of your 1-2 horses down the middle for years to come. So it's a good signing. And a guy, boys, I don't know if it's self-proclaimed or not, but he goes by Juice. So the boys call him Juice Kempe. It's got probably a little Upshaw or a little O'Brien, from years. You always look at those names, and that's a word or a term I always look at, like you guys, that kind of brought to hockey in terms of, when I was coming up, and I'd always hear Uppy in the locker room say, fuck, bud, that's Juice. Yeah, why does this guy keep saying Juice?
That was all the up-talk. Fucking
Brian
Juice.
Campbell used to call me Juice because fuck is that juicy?
That's Juice.
Juice.
Yeah. That's a great nickname. And you know what? You're right about Kempe, man. Like, when we first came in the league, I was texting, maybe Stoley or whoever would, take my text. I'm like, you might want to think about trading this guy. Like, he just couldn't really figure it out. Like, he was kind of like, soft and didn't want to go in the dirty areas and was trying hope plays and wasn't playing LA Kings hockey. You know what I mean? And now he's figured it out. And I'll tell you what, he's a treat to watch play. So good on him. He'll get a nice pad in the South Bay there, Manhattan Beach, wherever he wants.
Yep.
Maybe buy a lot, knock it down, build up, eh?
He's going to be all right.
Build up, better view. Watch out for that Coastal Commission. The way up, dog, they'll fucking get you, buddy. It's milk carton time here at Missin Curfew. Boys, we're taking a couple people off the milk carton. Zach Hyman is back. Watched him play. His first game back, I think he had 11 hits. Tell me about a guy who was just horny to get out there and fucking play. Watched him play the other night against Buff. Typical Hyman, forechecking, hunting pucks, going to net. They're not the same team without him. Ups. We'll go with you. We know you bleed orange and blue. It's nice to see him back. And I do think back to my bet on the Oilers winning the Cup last year. If they would add Hyman, is it a different series? I think it might have been, maybe not. But either way, it's nice to see him back.
It's a big piece of their team, their leadership, their forecheck, and they're basically just their MO, their drive. Zach Hyman. I mean, listen, terrible injury, terrible timing last year. Arguably could have cost him a Stanley Cup. This guy's overachieved every year he steps on the ice. He's doing something bigger and better than he did the year before. A well-liked guy in the community, a guy that you need in the room. McDavid and Draisaitl cannot continue to just carry this team. This is, him coming back. Schmaltzy takes such a big load off of, just the mentality and just the headache that sometimes might fall onto the two-star players. And I just think he's one of the best signings and best players for his job in the National Hockey League right now.
Yeah, and it also more importantly gives, like you said, one of these guys, either it's Draisaitl or McDavid. He's had a lot of success, obviously playing with both of them, but you pair Hyman up with McDavid, and now you see Roslovic slide into this right side playing with Leon Draisaitl. They had a great goal, a connection, a little 2-on-1 play the other night, or a 3-on-2 across the slot, a quick one-timer by Roslovic. And it just provides more depth and just more time, is spending with good players. Obviously, now he's going to go back to the front of the net where he plays on the power play, but it just provides more depth. And if you can get him going, you got Roslovic on the right side. It's more bodies for the Edmonton Oilers that they kind of lack a little bit of depth.
Roslovic's making Stan Bowman look smart. Yep. I'll tell you what, Leon Draisaitl the other night against Buff came in, a little fucking pass, and Roslovic snapped it fucking titty. I was like, oh, he can shoot like that. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, that's a great signing, 1.5. I mean, I love Freddie and I love Frederick, but to think that this is a 8-year, one of the first year, 8 years at 3.85, I mean, more like a 1.5 type of guy.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you.
I love him, but this is too much money. I'm just going to say it's too much money.
You have a problem with that contract, but not the Bouchard one, eh? I hear you though. Listen, when Uppy, you're absolutely, and I love Freddie. I take him on my team any day of the week. But once again, you're talking about a team up against the cap that is trying to get over the hump. Every dollar and cent matters, right? And you may look at that one. The kid for me, Matty Savoy, watching him play right now, it's like, you can see he's trying to figure out his game. But you're right. I'll tell you what, Swishy, the one kid I watched him play the other night, Regula, is that how you say his name? 75 on the back end, the right-handed defenseman.
Yeah.
Alec Regula.
Yep.
Listen, it was only one game I watched him play, but I thought he has potential as a right D-man that can skate a little bit, that can open up, can move pretty good laterally. He's playing with Kulak, who's a nice skating defenseman. I was like, it was only one game that I watched him play, but I'm like, oh, I didn't know they had this guy, right? Troy Stetcher picked up by the Leafs. That's how much, they're in one, and Stetcher will go in there and help him. But this is a kid, I think, Swishy, the more I watch him play, I liked what I saw in one game, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch this game more, right? He's a former third-round pick. He's big body, but he's only played 29 National Hockey League games. So, and he's the age at 25, Opes, where it's kind of, you come... It's that cross in the roads where you become a prospect or you go suspect really quick. And it's right around that age of 24, 25, 26. So if he can step in and provide stability on that right side in the third pair, this could look like a really good pickup. It's just, you kind of got to tread lightly with some of these guys because he has spent, 3 or 4 years in the American League and he's not getting any younger. So we're going to have to monitor his game as well.
The regulator.
Hyman's only making 5 in a hook, eh?
Yeah, no, it's nuts. He's making $1 million shit. He's making $1.6 million more than Frederick. It's tough. I like Freddie. I never really met him, but I like him, and I like the way he plays. I just would never pay him that much money. And I also think that Kapanen and Nugent Hopkins not being in the lineup right now, there are some holes there.
That's huge for him.
It's holes that like a guy like Freddie needs to step up and actually show the value.
But you're 100% right, but I got to think like they're giving him that contract just for playoffs, right? That's when they want Freddie to really step it up. Like in the regular season, you're right. When guys are out, he needs to earn that money and play up the lineup. But Kapanen was a guy I've always been high on. I forgot about him. So he's out right now too?
Yeah.
But how long is he out for?
That's minimum. I think that's a minimum of 2 weeks. Or 4 to 6. You get put on long-term IR of 4 to 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, I just think if you sign Freddie to an 8-year deal, like you're at least expecting 10 to 15 goals, 10 to 15 assists, good penalty killer, can contribute to a power play number 2 if he's called upon, and then be physical. Right now, Obes, 21 games, he's got 1 point. You know what I mean? It's just like -8. I know the plus minus isn't a stat that we really look at per se, but it doesn't look great when you pair that with 1 tuck, no assist in 21 games.
No, and I get it. It's hard
Those
to
are
get
O'Brien
points.
numbers.
It's
Those
hard
are
to get
O'Brien
points
numbers.
when McDavid and Draisaitl are on every face-off in the O-zone. They're at They're taking 2 minutes of the power plays, but I don't care. Like you 21 games in, you're still getting points.
That's a great point by you, though. Like these guys aren't getting any PP look,
and they don't touch the puck
or any offensive zone face-offs. Funny, it's a good point. But I wonder if we love having these guys on our team, obviously, but I wonder if there's parts of them like, hey, we wouldn't mind an offensive zone face-off here at times. But
This is a fine line, and maybe the best players or even coaches and GMs won't agree with me here, but I think like a good coach understands, okay, the Oilers were up 5-1. We're in the middle of the third, 5-1.
Yeah.
It's ozone draws. Maybe it's a power play. A guy like Frederick who has 1 assist,
Get him up there.
fucking let him touch the puck.
For sure.
Because that value of maybe McDavid goes and gets 2 more points and he wins the Art Ross again for the 6th time. Yeah, maybe that's the difference and that's what you want to promote. But fucking what it does to a guy like Freddie, even to just put the puck on his stick and make 1 good sauce pass, maybe he gets an assist, gets him out of a funk.
For sure.
It's huge.
Career high for our boy Freddie. 18 goals, 40 points. Are those the numbers you want to see out of him, Swishy, during that contract? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, Uppy makes a great point. You're never getting those starts, and you're never TV timeouts. You're getting killed. You're getting back on the bench. Like, you're just getting the momentum of your game is not going to be there. So I think, like I said, 10 to 15 goals. If he could put up 12 goals for me and 15 assists, 27 to 30 points, that is a win for that contract, and then contribute at playoff time, obviously. But I think right around 30 points, that contract's a win.
I would tell him if he asked me, like, start chucking him again. And it's hard when you got an 8-year deal for 3 points.
Olivier and got fucking pumped.
Well, that's guy's one of the toughest to hide.
I know, but it kind of got him out of his. Hopefully, it gets him out of the funk. But like, just chuck him with anyone. He grabbed the toughest guy in the league.
Yeah, I give him credit
for fucking rights. It's huge credit.
By the way, Bouchard's lighting it up now, right? I've heard his numbers are insane after McDavid kind of gave him a pee-pee spanking. I heard he's lighting it up.
Practice, he did give him his fucking nose.
There's some dummy in Canada. Prongs was lighting him up to down X's. Like, Evan Bouchard has played his way out of Team Canada. Prongs has just laid right into him.
Oh, saying he didn't?
Did say Evan Bouchard is playing is right now is on Team Canada Fez, and Prongs is like, buddy, have you watched this guy in the D zone? Those are good at numbers though. 16 points in 21 games.
Yeah,
but 10 a hook. They're not that. They should be better than that. 10 a hook.
Yeah, and only a 4-year deal.
What's this guy like? You know this guy, Swishy? I'm hard on him. Is he a good guy? Up dog? Is he a good guy?
I don't have scout into him. No, I don't. No, I haven't heard.
He was at camp with us, quiet, but I don't. As of lately, I don't. No.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just kind of quiet.
He's fine.
Played in the Ontario League, right? London Knights, I believe.
Yeah, serviceable, right? Good guy when he's sleeping.
10.5 serviceable.
I call Stoff. He'll tell you.
Good to see Hyman back. Last but not least, on the milk carton, taking another absolute beauty off the milk carton. Another friend of the show, Ryan Strome. Stromer's back. And not only is he back, watched him play last night, took the over, didn't hit. It's okay. They're playing with Strome, Killer, Vetrano right now.
Yeah.
They both got assists. Actually, Killer had 2 apples. Had a great apple on the OT winning goal. I love this line. I love Ryan Strome. We've got to know him out here, up dog. It's nice to see him back. Depth down the middle right now. And by the way, they're missing Granlund. So when Granlund comes back, let's just say, listen to this centers: Carlson, McTavish, Granlund, Strome.
It's a great team.
That's great sentiments. That's fucking Stanley Cup playoff going around.
Add 1 D-man. You got your goalie.
They need to add 2 D-men. I'll tell you what, if I was Pat Verbeek, I know I want Weegsy baby down here, but there's some rumors about Rasmus Anderson up there in Calgary. I'd be on the blower every day, bugging Conroy to be like, what do you want for that guy? If you could add a Rasmus Anderson to this back end, play with Jackson Lacombe, pushes everyone down. Now we got something. They need at least 1 right-handed defenseman, and to me, another depth defenseman. I like this Ian Moore guy, but to me, if you want to be a legit Stanley Cup playoff team,
who would be on the block? Would you trade if you had to trade a D-man?
Well, you give up a first rounder,
and
maybe you trade that Olin Zellweger. I don't know what they got down in the jungle either, right? Maybe they had some prospects down there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather. I don't know. Would you rather part ways with Zellweger or that Hellison, right? If you're bringing in a right shot, I mean, Rasmus Anderson is solidifies that right side pretty good, and then you could go Anderson, Trouba, Gudis, on the right side.
It could have Hellison, yeah,
right,
yeah.
I think so.
I think for Connie, it's going to come down to more about picks too, right? Like he's obviously going to want a defensive back that's, as Swish would say, serviceable, but you give up a first rounder and whatever else to get. On X how it is, boys. There's just rumors coming out of Calgary, and I guess he's first got to go, which makes sense because he's a UFA. They need some D. I mean, listen, I think Trouba's playing better. Gudis just came back. The young kid Zellweger scored the OT winner last night. Jackson Lacombe, do I think he's worth $9.5 million? I don't. However, he's a good defenseman. He's making what he makes. Their forwards are ready to rock. They have a legit goaltender. They need pieces on this back end. So, Stromer, welcome back, my man. Get out there and watch him live, maybe, eh? Up, dog. It's the Eagle 4 around the National League. Best league in the world, fella.
Fellas, ready for a getaway? Our Missin Curfew listeners are getting 25% off, fellas, at the Balboa Bay Resort with the code CURFEW. And let me tell you about this Bay Resort where my boy Shane O'Brien has a nice long-term pad right on the beach.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I ain't fucking leaving. This boys is lounging by the water, enjoying waterside dining, unwinding in true Newport Beach style with boats, with seagulls flying over your head, with bikinis walking by, with beach volleyball games over here, having a cocktail in your hand. Fellas, this is a special limited time offer only available for stays in the month of November. So hit us up quick and book now at the BalboaBayResort.com with our special code here, CURFEW.
Love it, boys. Yeah, like I said, reach out. This one's for the month of November, but moving forward, we will have deals throughout into the new year at all their properties. If you're coming down to watch your team, get a room at the Bay Club, Vea, Pendry. I'll get you a couple Ducks tickets, boys. Honda Center. If you're a King, you want to go watch and play the Kings. It's not far from Staples either. Jump in this fucking Uber and up you go.
No, it's when it gets cold up there, boys. Your old lady gives you shit, just jump on the bird, the boys, grab the clubs, come on down. It's a good place to hang. We got the Set, good spot to eat.
Love Set.
There's so many good restaurants in all their clubs, so come on down, fellas.
Check it out. Promo code CURFEW gets you 25% off around the National League. Boys, best league in the world. Listen, Team USA Swishy, I'm kind of putting it into a two-parter here. A lot of their star players are banged up, right? Jack Hughes, unfortunate, what just happened to him. Brady's about to come back. Matty's still out. McAvoy took a puck to the face. Austin Matthews is out, but skating today. My first part of this question is, are you worried about Team USA when it comes to the Winter Olympics coming up in February? And then second, boys, there's just too many games. I think the NHL has really got to, next time we do this, if there's a World Cup or a Olympic, maybe we take her from 82 that year to 72 or 82 to 70. I mean, these guys are playing 4 games a week. That's why guys are getting hurt. There's no time for practice. There's no time for recovery. To me, from the outside looking in, watching 10 less games, I know it's going to fuck up the revenue, this and that. But to me, Swishy, too much hockey right now. Are you worried about Team USA, or are you going to say, we've got lots of time, boys will be healthy when it comes to puck drop?
Yeah, I'll start off the top there, and I think we're going to be okay. I think if there's a time to be hurt, I'd rather have the boys banged up in November, December, into January a little bit, and then find their game, and we go into Milan in February with full health, or at least close to it. But you bring up a great point, Obes, and we were chatting a little bit offline before we went live here, is there's so many games, and they're playing 52 to 55 odd games before the Olympic break. And when I was in Salt Lake City a couple weeks ago, it was Nikki's in Utah, their only stretch of more than 2 days off for the entire time leading up to the Olympics. I think they had 3 days off, and then they played the Tampa Bay Lightning. And he was looking at the schedule, and he was just laughing a little bit. It's like, we only have technically 4 or 5 practices, true practice days on the schedule until the Olympic break, which is insanity because we were talking about that at the start of November. And I don't know if it's less games or what you do, or you sign a bigger TV agreement for the Olympics, but to play this many back-to-back games, to play every other day essentially for the first 4 or 5 months of the season just seems a little egregious to me. And I don't know how you do it because of obviously the fellas want to get paid the same way. The league wants their revenue and the owners want their revenue for the home games, but something's got to give here. It's a lot of games and it's just so much stress on the body, especially playing back-to-back nights. You're flying over 2 hours, getting in late. The schedule is crazy and I don't know what you do, but it's so many games.
Well, that's it right there.
Yeah, I think a 5-game, 5-game relief option would be ideal to lay in front of the players and the owners just in this sort of case. It's one game a month for 5 months. It gives you that one back-to-back when you probably need it where one of your guys could go down. I just think, 10 games might be a stretch, but 5, they would actually probably see a relief.
Yeah.
With just, taking 5 games off the schedule or just bumping the season out maybe another week.
I mean, you spend all this money on your players, right? Invest in, look at that schedule for the Ducks there. I was looking at the schedule, and the first thing that came to my mind was, when am I going to get pinned? Look at that. You play every other night. It's okay, so they played in mini
You're getting pinned after this Vegas game on the 22nd at home.
Yeah, that's flashing green.
That is a flashing green.
So there they get 3 days off. But other than that, it's every other day with a back-to-back on the night. Like, not only can you not mix it and try to go get laid, you can't even fucking, like, recover. It's just like, I just think to me, and I'm going to go back, I think it's 10 games. And maybe, I don't know if you boys know or not, but when it comes to the revenue that's going to be made in the Olympics, is that shared 50-50 with players and owners?
I think so. I even think the NHL gets, like, the NHL players get a little shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's split through the whole league. So you're losing your 10 games, but what you're going to make up, hopefully, it's tough when it's in Milan, right? Because of time change and stuff. But, like, I just think it's too much hockey, and I'm just worried about not only the product of the game, the safety for the players, and, you know, you got to have some time to blow off some steam, eh, boys? You got to have some time to just let her go, Swishy.
To put the protein shake aside,
Yeah, and
grab
just
one of these beers behind us.
get a big old bottle of something with some prime real estate at a club and just go to town.
The crazy thing is, fellas, and someone might correct me if I'm wrong, you know, one of our listeners, but I believe if you play all the way up until the gold medal game in Milan, I think the first game start up 48 hours after that. So you're going right back to your NHL studio. Say you're playing in Vancouver and you're coming all the way from the chin of Milan. You're getting on a bird for 14 hours. You fly, you try to get adjusted to 7 or to 10 hour time differential, and then you play 48 hours later. Like, it's a little obscene.
It's crazy. I would think a lot of the boys, I know points are at a premium though, right? Like, you got to think you come back and you tell McDavid and the boys and, you know, hey, you get, you know, one night off. A week. Go to Cabo for a week, put the feet up, get some vitamin D in you. Can't go up.
The Olympics, it's going to be so sick. But yeah, no, we're lucky that it's there.
It
but
better,
the guys, yeah, it's going to be slow hockey when it comes back.
It better be sick because what these guys are going through right now, the amount they're playing, the toll that's taken on their body, even though it's not as physical as it once was, it better be sick.
Yeah.
We better win the gold. Coop better bring the gold home. Coop,
but
they're done.
We're probably short to remember that before, it's been a long time, 10 years, I think. But before that, guys, you know, they were doing this. You know, guys were going to the Olympics and fucking battling hard in a game that was much more physical than it is now. And
I've just never, I don't know if I didn't notice when I was in the league maybe, but, you know, working now and watching games, like how much they're playing, I'm like, this is fucking nuts. Like, to me, it's nuts. So time will tell. Hopefully Team USA is healthy, Swishy come February, because when we kick the shit out of you, I want you guys to have a full squad, and when Coop, you know, bends you boys over, I want you guys to be healthy.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll figure out our team. You guys worry about your team north of the border, eh?
We are. We got people, fucking people in Canada saying Sam Bennett shouldn't be on the team. Like, what are you smoking? Well, what are you smoking up there? Legalized pot now. What are they giving you? Sam Bennett's on the fucking team? Are you nuts?
just call him Smite.
I'm going to start lighting these fucking guys up.
Tougher than anybody. And
start lighting them up.
Yeah, I know.
How's this guy?
That's lightable.
That's lightable. Around the National League presented by Eagle 4. Boys, Saturday night at the Bell Center. Original 6. This is fucking hockey, boys. Look at this. Right off the get-go. Struble. I love this guy. 47. Takes on the big Z. They go at it. Then Jeannot fights Arbor Jack guy. Listen, this is a rivalry that's been around as long as hockey, and it needs to come back. Montreal is doing their part. They're a good team. Boston is playing above expectations. But, boys, I was watching this coming back on my bird from fucking the Dominican Republic, and I was just like, this is what hockey's all about. It's fucking Boston, Montreal at the Bell Center on a Saturday night. Chuck and duck. It's a great hockey game up. So I hope we never lose this, my man.
Oh, and I don't think we will. So good on these young players for keeping this going and chucking and ducking. What a term. There's nothing better. Saturday night at the Bell Center, finishing the game, Talon coming in.
Yeah.
You and your boy
Fuck
go to
fighter,
bed
hold the light.
Fuck.
Yeah, right to Bonanote.
Yeah. So this is just two off the hop.
I love it. Right at center ice.
It's great.
Swishy, that's NHL.
That is the definition of the National League. And I love the kid Struble out of Providence, Rhode Island, just getting right in there, getting in tight, tucking the chin. He wore a few on the top of the melon, but he stood in there. And you know what, Obes? I wasn't not a fighter myself, but I think the biggest thing guys used to tell me is just show up, and then you get the respect.
You know what? It's such a good point by you. Is the Struble kid is fighting up in weight class, but now Zadorov knows every time he plays Montreal this year in Boston or Montreal that he may have to fight somebody, right? And maybe he just won't be such a prick out there because, like I said, I've been watching the Bees a lot this year, and he's doing whatever he wants out there. Yeah. Him and Jeannot are doing whatever they want. So that was awesome. That's what the National League's all about. Last but not least, Eagle 4 around the National League. The Global Series. First of all, I just thought it was classy. Crosby's over there. He never has Forsberg's stick. He goes out of his way to ask for Forsberg's stick, and Forsberg says, if Sidney Crosby wants my stick, yeah, here, I got one lying around for you. Looked at it, kind of safe curve. Forsberg was a legend up dog, and just for Sid to recognize that, I mean, that's why this kid is just so classy, man. He's not a kid anymore. He's 38, but class.
Yeah, I looked up to Peter Forsberg. He's one of my idols growing up. I said it on a Don Cherry interview when they had our draft class up, you know, who was your favorite player and why. And anyway, Peter Forsberg played the right way. He was tough. He won championships. He had a fuck you attitude to him. He had good hair, good style.
Oh, yeah.
Great style, right? Had the
Great
little heel
style.
curve. And then, you know, what an honor it was to get, you know, I was traded for him along with a few other pieces, but traded for him in 2007 where I went in and now I got to Philadelphia. I'll never forget the first day I get there, I go into the rink and he had not left to Nashville yet. And he was in like working with the skate guy to get his skates done. And he came in and like, you know, shook my hand and we shot the shit for a while. And he told me all about the city and that I was going to love it here. And then he asked about Nashville and it was just a great sort of moment. And, an absolute legend. He did things the right way. And, you see Sid, that's just two legends just being legends, right?
Yeah, I just thought it was really classy by Sid. And like, you know, listen, I played against Forsberg once, I believe. I think maybe, did he sign with Philly at the end or where was it at the very end?
Yeah, he was Philly and then he went to Nashville at the deadline.
I was playing in Nashville though when I played against him. Where did he sign his very last?
He was in Colorado his last year. 2010-11, he played 2 games.
Yeah, maybe
07-08.
Maybe it was in Colorado then.
Yep.
I think it might have been Colorado then. I took a run at him. Like he was in the corner and he wasn't looking. I'm like, fucking, this is my chance to take a run at Forsberg here. And the strength that he had, like I took a good, healthy run at him, didn't even knock him off the biscuit. So his strength down low, and obviously his career got shortened due to injuries, but he was an absolute beast. And I just thought it was classy by Sid, you know, over there in Sweden, get a signed stick from him. But Swishy, before we move on here around the National League, the Global Series, buddy, you know, a lot of people have been saying like they didn't even know what's going on. It's in Sweden again. Like I'm all for selling the game around the globe, but Swishy, I think we agree, and Uppy too, like let's go to some different places, right? Like I said, why not go to like Abu Dhabi or fucking Saudi Arabia or maybe go over to India and have a hockey game and hopefully these cricket players over there love it. Like I think we need to look outside the box going over there. I think Europe is no problem. Everyone loves hockey in Europe. Swishy, what are your thoughts on that of maybe moving this Global Series actually around the globe?
Yeah, and Uppy was a part of a team, the Vancouver Canucks. They went over to, I believe, China.
Shanghai.
Maybe play, Shanghai. Maybe, you know, that was for the preseason. I know the LA Kings have been over there a few times. How about Tokyo? Maybe Japan. But if you're gonna keep it in Europe, let's go and change it up. We don't need to go to the Nordics. They play hockey there. I know it's like they're paying it back and paying it forward to their fans, their young fans over there. A lot of players, obviously, from those regions of Finland as well as Sweden, but they've gone there so much, it's just overkill. So if you're going to go into Europe, I think London is a great spot. I think Paris is a good spot for that. They have been to Switzerland in the past, but go in to start in Paris and as well as go into London. They play hockey there. They got the Fish and Chips League in England right now. So you could go play a game over there. I think it would go a long ways. The pub culture is cool. You could show people that, yes, the NHL is here. Your league's not perfect here in England, but here's the best product in the world, and change it up a little bit. Just seems like it's overkill right now.
Yeah. My boy Brett Ferguson's playing over in Cardiff right now. But yeah, there's a bunch of people over.
Yeah, Carter loves it. Yeah. I had an offer in that league. I'm like, I'm not going over there. Like, you got to fight him. Like, I'm not coming there.
Yeah, he's been there fucking 10 years now.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, imagine playing the NHL in London or Paris. Oh, holy. You have a nice bullpen over there. You get a little mixed bag of nationalities of everything you can get your paws on.
I don't think the league should shut down that idea eventually if it was ever there. I think, you know, if it's not Paris, it's, you know, maybe it is Madrid. It starts London. I don't know.
Australia, I know we've been down there for some preseason games, but maybe we go down to Australia for some regular season games. I'm with you, Swishy. It seems like they're always going to Sweden or Helsinki. They don't go to Prague nearly enough. I mean, Prague is unbelievable.
Yeah, they've been to Czech, they've been to Germany. I just think some of these other markets and some of these major hubs in Europe, it'd be a really good way to showcase the game because they play hockey in France. They play obviously in London and England and those surrounding countries. So I think it's time to change it up. I mean, it's just like, it seems like it's just, they get to July and they go to these owners meetings where it's just like, all right, well, another Winter Classic, 3 outdoor games, and yeah, let's go to Tampere, Finland for the 15th time in 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this video, eh? What a turnover that was by the Ducks. Look at Jeannot there. Rest in peace. Where was this game played? This was down in like Japan or Tokyo, I think. Yeah.
Yep, Tokyo.
Watch this hook here.
Watch this. That's a great hook. Watch this turnover here.
That is a total bailout. Oh my God.
What a fuck! Come on,
Good
Guy, you gotta have that one. No,
Is that Guy Bear?
Guy's gotta have that one. That can't beat you 5-hole. Scotty
That-
Walker, tough guy, man.
Oh, here's
I was just say the one-hand fire poker bailout like that, not even looking, like that's a pizza like you read about.
That you gotta have a seat after that one. Have a seat. Missed a couple shifts, eh?
Have a smoke.
Around the National League, best league in the world. Thank you to Eagle Ford. Check it out. Promo code Curfew gets you 25 off at the Bay Club in the month of November. Last but not least, damn, that's cold. It's the Iciest shot of the night, presented by Jägermeister. Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister, damn, that's cold. For more information, visit Jägermeister.com. And fellas, always drink responsibly. We're going back to Stockholm. We were just shitting on it, but we're going back to Stockholm. Our boy Stammer the Hammer, off to a tough start, but this is vintage Stammer. OT 1-1, ladies tees, corn dogs, Jackie. That is spink dink under the bar. You cannot give Stammer this much time or space. I know it's 3-on-3, but that is why I still think he is a weapon to some teams. Hopefully Nashville gets it going, but damn, that's cold. Uppy, Swishy, that's our Iciest shot of the night.
happy to see it, and that, my friends, is worth doing a shot for right there. That thing was spanky, labeled, as they say, fella. But then he's shooting the puck. If he can just continue to shoot that puck like that, move his feet, I mean, fuck, the tides will turn for him in the right way.
Yep.
Obes, what does that remind you of? I think that reminds you of the 2019-20 Tampa Bay Lightning when he came into the bubble. He played one game in the playoff. He was hurt, and he tucked right off the draw there. We got that puck in the same exact area, shot it far side blocker, scored, ended up getting hurt after that. But doesn't that just give you shades of vintage Stamkos on their run to their first cup in Tampa Bay?
It was unreal. It was unreal. He's in the bubble the whole time, just there trying to get back with the boys. And
Played, what, 2 games?
here it is right here.
With that, yeah.
Played one.
Played one game.
One
He only played 2 or 3 shifts.
Yep.
And he spink dinked her with his long hair. He looks good.
Yeah, that just, it had the same flash coming off that right side wall and just going blocker side. That one obviously a little bit lower, but vintage Stamkos when he kind of just opens up the heel of the blade and then turns it over, baby.
Fuck,
King Cup.
God, he looks good there with that long hair. Spink. Yeah, that is vintage Stamkos. And listen, I hope they get it figured out in Nashville, but if they don't, that's why this guy, I know he's making 8 and a hook, which probably isn't perfect to fit him in. But like Swishy said, you get him to play with someone that can just lay it in there for him and he can just do this. You can't teach that. And it's funny, they did this thing over there about asking all the guys from the Predators and Pittsburgh, Stamkos in one word, what is he? Like 3/4 of them have said sniper and the other side said shooter. Like that's what he is.
Yeah.
Just a sniper and a shooter. Give him a look.
He's always ready to shoot it. He's like always, he battles his sticks. He always has 2 hands on the stick ready to shoot, right?
Yeah. Damn, that's cold. That was our Iciest shot of the night. Up dog, Swishy, always a pleasure. Boys, love snapping around you. Thank you to Kyle, Casey, Conway, Max, the ice pickup. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.